The context of the message is sometimes going to get lost. And so, to avoid that issue, just go over there, meet the woman in person. I was always curious kind of about how the tours went. I mean, I was myself skeptical of how the company operated. When I was probably about 16 years old, John had me create a list of the 1,000 hot, most beautiful women on the site. And it was like 15,000. I mean, there was way more than that. I couldn't create a list. I was just sitting there like, I don't know. I was 16 years old, so I was stuck there trying to figure it out. And I was like, I don't know. I just picked as many as I could, like rationally from each country. But then I started thinking, I was, how legitimate is this? Are all these women really interested in meeting these men? And, I didn't question him or anything like that because I was working. So I started to understand the process, and I was a receptionist. I was starting to talk to guys who've been out there and guys who haven't been out there, starting to really understand what their mindset was. And breaking off of Juliana's standpoint, what she was saying was that, we kind of just met by coincidence because Joe knew Juliana, and he said, he basically was our matchmaker. He knew that we had similar personalities. And the only way I really came out there to meet her was because I decided to see what a tour was like and join Joe as a tour leader. But it was really more of me just learning the process and understanding how a tour works and what it's like when the guys actually go out there and meet. Because all I knew was the correspondence aspect of the business. And for me, as John always says, you don't want to be corresponding. You really want to be going out there and meeting the women because you can spend so much time and money corresponding, and eventually you start getting in your own head. And so, all that time I realized that, when you go out on the tour and you meet all these women, all these women might not be interested in you, but they're interested in meeting somebody. And that's what I learned. I mean, I had a lot of women come up to me and I wasn't interested in them either. But they were telling me, okay, well, why are you here? And I told them, I'm here to help these guys meet women. And, they're here from America. Some of them are here from Germany, UK, wherever. And they're interested in meeting them. And they would tell me, okay, well, this guy's not the age I'm looking for. Can you bring somebody older? Can you bring somebody younger? So these women, they're coming to the socials, but they also have a mindset on who they want to meet. And, maybe they're not going to meet that guy that one social, but there's a lot of women who come to the socials over and over. I mean, I think Joe knows one lady that's been there 10 years in a row or something. She just keeps coming, doesn't meet anybody, but she just wants to try to meet somebody. Yeah. So, but she's got, and some guys have their mindset. So when I came in there and did that tour, the first tour, I had a good understanding of it. And then I did another tour with one of our individual group tour operators, Anna. We did that the year after, I think, or about a couple months after. That was in January.
Yeah,
so
January, end of January.
Yeah, that's when, and John was there too on that tour. I had no idea what was going to come out of it, but I figured, I had a good feeling about her, so I was going to at least put all my eggs in that basket after I already went through the social. And at this point, I went to one social with Joe and I met some women there, went on some dates. Even on the social coming up that I met her, I met some women in the social just from the affiliates introducing me or some women coming up to me. And I just didn't have the vibe that I got from her. I mean, right away when I talked to her, there was a connection and I felt it. And so we did, she said, the whole story. And I think the main important thing was that we continued corresponding with each other. And I think that's the main thing that John always tries to say is why it's so important to get over there. Because if you're corresponding and you don't have the personal contact information of that woman, I mean, you're just spending letters, and it's also a three-way correspondence, and you don't know, because those translators are doing their best to translate how they, translate the message, but the context of the message is sometimes going to get lost. And so, to avoid that issue, just go over there, meet the woman in person, get their contact information, because when you go to a social, that contact information is all signed. I mean, the woman signs every guy's EMBRA, they look at your personal background forms, and so you can get any woman's personal contact information right away. And that's how it was with her, and I mean, I had other women's personal contact information, but after I met her, I just cut it all off, because I didn't want to waste my time either.
Ready to get started? Sign up and connect with these real women. Check out our website at acapulcowomen.com.